Welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss name numbers. So I want to make sure I break down Chaldean numerology very good for you guys. This is more of like an intermittent video. I'm going to get more into the content after this video. But I just want to bring up the subject of name numbers and Chaldean numerology. So what we have is we have psychic numbers, which is based on your psyche. This is based on how you're going to think, your health. It really controls a great portion of your youth up to about 35. But the second portion of that is like your name number. Your name number is like your weapon. It's your physical self. It's your body. It's how you have natural talents. It's your shortcomings as well. The psychic number is like what your brain is vibrating at. The name number is what your whole body is vibrating at. And the name number can divide into two sort of different things, because you have your name number, which you have your full name at birth, or in Western numerology, would be full name at birth. In Eastern, which is the Chaldean, you would have your full name at the current time. And that's going to affect how your body is going to translate into the world. This name number is what they would call your life's theme number. And what that means is that, like, you have a life path number, which is added up from your whole birthday. If you're born May 25th, 1994, then you're a life path 8, cool. However, you also can have a name number that's going to add a bit of a theme onto your life. This theme is sort of the key to your destiny, how you're going to get financial riches, how you're going to have successful relationships, what your superpowers are in regards to if you're just naturally a good leader, if you're naturally a good advisor, a good entertainer, a good idealist, a good daredevil type of person, whatever, right? And like, this is what's going to actually give you that theme to show you, okay, this is what my name adds up to. This is sort of the theme of how my life path is going to operate, how it's going to show itself in the physical realm. So it kind of is like a bridge to the life path, but it's better if your name number does agree with the life path number. I've been getting a lot of questions regarding your name and your life path and birth number, if they all get along. Is that good? Yes, it is. And how that's depicted is through the planets, meaning you have to picture it like a triangle of sorts, where at the top of the triangle, we're going to have our life path number. Down here, we're going to have the psychic number, and over here, we're going to have the name number. These two are what you call the human self, and then the upper one is the higher self. So with that being said, you want to make sure that your human self vibrates very nicely with the higher self and the psychic realm, of course. So the life path number is like your spiritual self. It's the most powerful version, the most internal version of yourself, what you naturally are within the universe. So that's why everybody always stresses knowing your life path number, yada, yada, yada. Very true. However, you do also want to know what your name number operates at. It does have equal importance, and especially in Chaldean numerology, they do very much stress that a lot. So there's other ways to fix that, though. A lot of people stress having to get like a name change or changing their name on through the government and all that stuff. There's a more important name number that you have. Your name number that you have operates within, it's just whatever your first, middle, last name are. You can definitely change it, and it definitely will change the theme of your life. However, there's a bit of a shortcut to that as well, and that's the name that you go by every single day. Like, my full name is Shem Roy, but I more so just go by Shem in natural time. Like, if people call me, it's going to be, hey, Shem, what are you saying today? Hey, Shem, da-da-da. My parents even call me just Shem, right? So it's always been like that. So even though my name is Shem Roy, what's in sound vibration, what Chaldean numerology deems as very important, is the name that you're going by. And that could even be a nickname, right? Like, I used to get a lot of money. I have friends that call me just straight Bands, right? So that's the thing. So like, you have to just understand that whatever that name vibrates at is going to have a huge effect on the theme of your life, what you're going to naturally attract, what you're naturally going to be good at. That's why some people, even in psychology, that talk about how they've changed their name or just went by something different, feel psychologically different. And they actually are not wrong when they say that. The thing about it is, if you change your name, whether that just be on government paper or whether that just be in your personal relation in business as well, that's going to have a huge effect of how it's actually going to go. Because if it's in a good relation, that name that you choose with your life path number and with your psychic number, you're going to have extremely good luck. If you have a name that naturally vibrates with your life path number, you still will have good luck. If you have a name that just vibrates with your psychic number, you'll still have just good luck. But if it doesn't vibrate, if all three don't vibrate well together, then you may still have some hiccups along the way. So what I'm going to do for the next portion of these chapters for Chaldean numerology is I want to get back into life path numbers for sure. I've been getting a lot of questions in older videos saying get back into life path 8, get back to life path 11, 33. I'm definitely going to do all that. But what I want to first cover is the major name numbers that people typically would have. So the same way that I went over the psychic numbers from 1 to 9, I'm going to do it with the name numbers as well. So I'm going to do like some of the important name numbers in all the series. That are most typical for people to have, and explain the differences between them, because the compound numbers actually add up to the singularities of 1 and 9, and they play a huge difference in your life. The outside of the compound number, meaning if you're like a name number 11, you have a master number 11 as a name, which makes you very, very powerful. That's just as important as if it was a life path number, right? So what you have to understand here is, what I'm going to do is break down, okay, usually that would just add to 2. But the 11 has an internal component, meaning the internal component is going to be sort of like what your natural gifts are, and what people are going to perceive on the outside is the name that it adds up to. So a lot of 11s are more so perceived as 2s unless they really activate that 11 energy. The same would go for somebody that's like a 22 or 33 or even a 44 or 55 in Chaldean. Those are all master numbers as well. If you have like a name number of 21, then that makes a huge difference in comparison to somebody that has a name number of 12. It may both add to 3, but there's different depictions. The way the numbers sequence, like the way they number sequence, has a huge difference on what your traits are going to be, what you're naturally going to be good at, and the theme of your life is actually going to be changed and altered by the vibration. So all the planets do have a very heavy role in this. A lot of people, if you're wondering why Chaldean numerology has this difference, is because they did study sound vibration a lot. So they really believe that whatever you're called is also going to have a huge bearing. The simplified version of it is just adding up your whole name, whole, full, middle, first, middle, and last name. But if you do want to get technical with it and do want to actually learn about why your life is going a certain way, I'd recommend looking at the name that you actually go by, because that's holding a much heavier vibration than your full name number. Because if you understand that, you realize that everybody's calling you a certain name every day, whether that be in business, whether that be in relations, all that stuff matters. I'm not saying that you should check each vibration of, oh, I have Sally that calls me this and John that calls me this. What I'm saying is, across the board of your life, what do people call you the most? That's going to have the huge bearing on what your vibration is, what your life theme is, and then you can make alterations to that to actually fix whatever the problem is. If you have a problem with your life, if you feel like you have bad luck, if you feel like the stars just don't align for you, I'd recommend first switching this name that you go by. If that's not good enough and you do necessarily believe that you need a whole name change, you have to go to the government for that, and that could be done as well, of course. But I'd recommend going to a numerologist like myself first, asking about the type of name that you would require based on the planetary influences, based on your astrology or horoscope as well, and seeing if they all actually sequentially go well together. Alright, so that's just my video for today. Tomorrow I'm going to get into name number 1, go over the major portions of name number 1, like the major numbers that people would look at and more particularly have, and just cover the differences with you guys. If you guys have any recommendations or any comments for me at all, of course, leave in the comments section. If you have any private questions for me that you don't really want to put on YouTube, I completely understand. I just go to Instagram, Shemsuniverse 8.0, and just hit me up there. Or you can hit me up on my professional email as well, Shemsuniverse @hotmail.com. Sorry, guys. But yeah, let me know if you guys do need anything like that. I'll just give you like some free advice regarding like what your name should be, and we can just go from there. All right. So thank you guys so much for the time today. Please like, subscribe, holla me. That's it for today, guys. Peace.